The life that you want is already here. The lifestyle that you want is already here. Whether that's a job, a specific type of career that you've been wanting, or a specific type of relationship that you've been wanting to experience, or a specific place that you wanted to live, or again, just overall lifestyle. But that life that you want is here. And while hearing this, if you felt some type of disagreement or non-belief in that and contradictory thoughts, that's very important for the whole purpose and the whole point of this video. So whenever it comes to really stepping into getting things that you want, it's important to heal from your trauma, because what you'll find out about this is, so if there's a set of rules put in place, or a set of patterns, or a set of laws, if you want to call it, that's put in place for how certain things work, and you might find out about this and attempt to do those and see that maybe it's not working, it's because there's some type of friction, there's some type of restriction, there's some type of restriction, you know. It might be from attachment as well. And say, for example, if you still have hatred for a person, or if you still have hatred for something that you've been through, that's more so what I mean, you know. That's going to, having that type of emotion towards that type of situation and it be like a negative thing is going to have you being attached to that situation, because you either have not come to terms with it and allowed yourself to forgive and move forward. Forgiving doesn't mean like necessarily like forgetting it and just acting like it never happened, you know. It's more so a thing of like, you see everything that happened, you acknowledge everything that happened. If you played a part in it, you acknowledge that, take accountability, you see the bigger picture with it, and get out of like your ego about certain things and realize, like, again, like the overall thing, and not everything is about you specifically, in the sense of like getting in like a victim mentality about certain things. And overall, the whole purpose of doing that is to allow yourself to forgive about whatever happened in this situation, so that you can move forward and certain things will start to come into your life. All I mean by friction is like restriction. And I've already said restriction. It's just something that is kind of making it harder to do something else. And one thing is like, if you are, think of it like this: when you're trying to build something, it's very important that the foundation of it is strong, you know. And so if the foundation of something is not strong, it's going to be harder and very difficult to be able to build anything on top of that. Like, think about the little what is it called, the little Tetris building, or the Jenga building, the little Jenga blocks and stuff. You build that base strong so that the rest of it can be built on top of it. But if the Jenga building, the Jenga box, whatever you want to call it, is like wiggly at the bottom, like there was some of the blocks that weren't put in the correct place, you know, and then you try to add more like weight and add other things to that, it's just gonna fall down and it's just not gonna work. Like, that's kind of how a lot of this other stuff is. It's like you might try to do the whole like attracting certain types of things into your life, or manifesting certain things into your life, and all of that is, again, I'm pretty sure majority of people, regardless of like what you believe in, have experienced where it's like you might go after something and you can attribute that to God, or contribute that to whatever different religion or thing that you believe in, higher power that you believe in, because it's all well, I'm not gonna get into that on this video, but it's not a specific religion base. Like, you're a human being and you have a mind, and it's like your mind has thoughts, and those thoughts can show up in front of you. Also, like with children, there's some people who thought and imagined themselves of having a strong and healthy family, and then they got that, you know what I mean? So that's more so what I mean. And a person with a strong, healthy family, you know, their foundation was most likely, not even most likely, was built, you know, in a very strong way, you know, where it's actually something stable and has stability. But again, overall, what I'm basically saying is you must first build the foundation. And so if you have all those lingering feelings and emotions and hatred or negative emotions like attached to certain situations, that's energy that you could be using to move forward, but it's stuck in this spot or it's stuck in this place. So it's like keeping you from moving past that level. Do you understand what I mean? A lot of people will like try to just skip that process where maybe they've had a bunch of different things happening and feel that maybe because they don't want to deal with those emotions, deal with those problems that surface, they'll try to suppress it and ignore it and act like it didn't happen and try to continue with life, and then say that they do start to try to build a certain type of life, you know, and use whatever tools that, you know, they want to try to do that, and it may not work for them. And the whole time it's because there's a process to it, there's a rule to it, there's laws to it, you know. It's just, that's just the way that it works, and it actually makes a lot of sense. And it definitely can be discouraging, but at the same time it's like it should also be uplifting and motivating in a sense that you can really get there, you know what I mean? It's not a thing where it's just only select few in the sense, though, for the people that are willing to put themselves in like certain trials and error and allow themselves to feel hard emotions and feel that pain. People that are going to do that for themselves are in a sense chosen ones, because I know that that's a thing where people just feel like it's not something that can happen for them, and they might see someone go through it and it seems like they handled it a lot easier than what the next person is. But don't compare yourself, because you're not that person. You're you, and it's your responsibility to make sure that you get yourself to the next level, and you can definitely do that. It's a repetition thing, it's a routine type of thing, it's a thing that you do over and over and over again until you understand it and you get it, and until you learn things. And another thing too, on like in this process, you'll start to notice that there's a lot of things too that you will relearn. Like, you've already learned it, but because now you're a different person mentally, physically, emotionally, to where when you look back on certain things, or you again come across something, you like see it from a completely different perspective. So it's as if you're learning something new, but it's the same thing, just in a different perspective. So in that sense, it's new, you know, because you've never seen it from that perspective before. Which is another reason why it's also very good to not feel like you're all knowing, in the sense that you can never learn anything new, or in the sense that you might feel like, oh, well, I feel like I know more than this person, so even though they're saying this stuff, I can't learn anything from them because I'm too smart for that. Like, I'm too, you know what I mean? It's like an age thing too, like where a person might think that just because they're a certain age, and this can go either way, where a certain person's a certain type of age, so you feel like you can't learn anything from them. And it's like, the age thing doesn't matter. It's like, what kind of mind does this person have? What kind of information are they literally telling you? You know, evidence to support that as well. You know, what are you clearly seeing? You know what I mean? Don't just like randomly just focus, well, because this person looks this way, or because this person doesn't have this specific thing. And this is not to say to just take advice and stuff from like all random different types of people, you know, because there are some people who may not be the best people to accept advice from, in the sense like where you see they've done certain things and the results didn't come out a certain type of way, but they're trying to like push that you should do what they did even though certain things didn't work out. I don't mean in that sense. I just mean allowing yourself to be open-minded, having that understanding that you can learn from any and everything, in the sense that people have different perspectives, and use discernment as well. It can really be difficult to allow yourself to get in the flow of things, and that is why it's so important to act on repetition and to repeatedly do the same thing as far as like the new habits that you are incorporating in your life, and healing from yourself, and take it seriously and take yourself seriously and what you want seriously. Like, you put the work in and the results will show. A lot of people think that it's just a thing of, quite literally, you just think of it and then it happens, and there might be some people where that does happen, but I feel that those people also have control of their emotions and again have healed from it. And I speak about this throughout all of my videos because it's a really important thing. I feel like so many people really do forget that part of it, and they jump into the theatrics of everything. For example, there's some people that will start to engage in, they think buying certain things or just doing certain activities will automatically bring them what they want, and then they end up disappointed when they don't get the results. And a lot of times that's what it is, because you've got to take that time for yourself. There is no skipping over that part. There's no way to go around it. It's inevitable for growth. Literally, it's inevitable for the life that you want. You already have it. It's just a matter of you continuing to work on yourself and elevating to that point in your life. And yeah, if you resonated with anything I spoke about in this video, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing so that the video reaches someone who may also need to hear this message. Thank you, and bye.